You have an interesting, in my opinion, trajectory in your career in terms of where you started and kind of how you navigated your career trajectory. And there's been a number of changes here at Asante as well during that time, and you have very effectively navigated that. Can you talk a little bit about your career trajectory, where you started and how you got through all that?
Yeah, so I actually started back in 2002 with Ashland Community Hospital as a medical records tech or clerk. So I was purging medical records. That's where I started. So taking the old paper files, pulling out the documents and putting them in boxes. And I did that for a few years, and then they started to work with Meditech. And
Right.
I became a super user for Meditech within medical records. So I was starting to understand the technology side of working within health. After that, Ashland opened up a couple of primary care clinics, and they were looking for someone who could help kind of facilitate and manage the clinics, but also have a little bit techie of a background. And so I applied for that position and moved into that position. So I was kind of the IT person and the operations person all kind of melded into one. And then Ashland Hospital was acquired by Asante. And during that transition, I was moved over into Asante Physician Partners, or APP, as a way to help the clinicians utilize Epic in the outpatient manner. So basically, they had started up with some clinics. We had some Epic support from our analysts, but there wasn't enough field support for these clinics. So APP brought me on
APP?
In that realm. Yes, Asante Physician Partners.
Okay, the medical group.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So then after that, I was promoted into a supervisor and started a little support team still within the Asante Physician Partner side. Then took on a medical records department and developed centralized scanning.
You surprised at that piece? Did that?
Yes, a little bit, because I mean, it's where I started. So I was like, oh, I kind of feel back at home. It's kind of because it's where my journey began. So then started to help with medical records and that piece, and then eventually was moved over into ITS as the manager of training at that point. That's when the principal trainers and the specialists all came together under one team, and we started to develop looking at how can we start to train and have a more cohesive support for all of our clinicians.